Howdy folks, Dreadchills here, and welcome back to another video in World of Tanks. And it has been ages and ages and ages since I've uploaded anything to my YouTube channel. So I thought I should probably make a video so you guys don't think I died or something. So today we're going to be looking at a game that I played in the Batchat 12T. This is the Tier 8 French Scout Tank. I was about to say premium there because I've been playing so much EBR and even 90, but this is the standard French Tier 8 Scout tank, and I think this tank is actually quite a hidden gem in the French Scouts. It gets quite overlooked by other flashy tanks like the wheeled vehicles, the French's, all the EBRs. Gets overlooked by the like by the 1390. People look for the 1390, the 13105. I think this tank is really competitive, and it's kind of a hidden gem in the Scouts and World of Tanks. It's got really good mobility, really good firepower potential, and view range isn't the best for its tier, but it's combined with good enough camo rating, and if you have a good enough crew, it doesn't hamper you that much. So, yeah, I played this game yesterday, as a matter of fact, on Live Oaks, as you can see, and we'll just get started before I ramble too much longer. I've been known to do that on occasion. So this isn't going to be really a pause play-by-play. I'm just going to commentate as the battle progresses here. Adjust that. There we go. So normally when I get from the north spawn, you have two options for scouting. You can either go down here to where I'm going. It's kind of a tricky spot to use. There's this large tree here that you need to knock over right here forward, and you need to hit it with some speed because if you're in a light enough like if the tonnage of your vehicle is light enough and you're not going fast enough, you won't actually knock it over in certain light tanks. But this tree adds some camo rating, so you need to make sure that you knock it over. Really kind of risky shooting there, but that's the name of the game. So the main risk of this position is getting spotted from where that Scorpion is sitting right there, directly across the swamp from me. And for some reason the SU on my team decides to shoot me because he thinks that I'm not spotting, or that I'm letting something. I don't know why he's shooting me. I think he just got mad that he got spotted by the enemy scouts and that he got shot. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But my interaction with this SU is going to get pretty interesting late, as the battle progresses here. So now that I know kind of where the scouts are, I feel like I can... I mean, it's really risky doing this, but I feel like I can take the risk here. This is the other side that's really useful for spotting on the other side of the knoll. It's hard to get into this position unspotted because there's just no soft cover besides the tree right there. And I got spotted there on my last shot, on the kill shot on the Scorpion, because as he was reversing to try and get away from my fire, he was reversing slightly back up out of the slope, and the line of sight between me and him and that grove of trees, he was slightly above it, so you could actually see me on my last shot. So that's why I got spotted there. So now my thinking is my flank to the east on the 9-0 lines is really exposed here, so I can't really stay in the in that swamp area anymore because I don't really have enough firepower if they decide to push along the inside. Yeah, I got a couple of TDs here, but one's a one-shot, and the UDES doesn't have enough firepower to stop him, and the SU left. So I think he's going back to help defend the 0 line. So now that we've killed the HWK on the enemy team and we've driven the Batchat off, well, mainly my tank destroyers have driven the Batchat off, I am taking the position that the enemy scouts vacated just a few moments ago. taking a risk here shooting, but I feel like this is important damage on the scout to try and get rid of him so I can start getting putting more vision pressure on the enemy team. Because if I can get rid of their scouts, that leaves a void in the enemy positioning, and I can fill that void and start to put a lot more vision pressure on the enemy team, and we hopefully can start killing more tanks quickly. Unfortunately, this VK is very well angled to not only my heavy tanks in the city, but also to the snipers that are behind me. So it's really hard for them to damage him. So I feel like it's kind of a waste of my time just sitting there, either helping keeping him spotted, because I don't think I originally spotted him. I think the Mauerbrecher over in B3 here spotted him. So now my plan is to try and get some vision pressure here on these scorpions, either try to spot them or to try and shoot them here. Just trying to figure out where the rest of the enemy team is. I know the enemy team is slowly progressing up the 0 line, but I feel like if I tried to help defend that, I would be just shooting the tanks frontally. And if I tried to engage where this UDES is, I'd be showing my side to my right to any tanks that are potentially behind on the rail track. So I feel like this is the better play. I'm loading HE here for the Scorpion, and watch what I do to this poor Scorpion. I keep one clip of HE loaded in this tank, and this is why. I just did over 1,000 damage to him in just a few seconds. Now, of course, this is a very, very specific situation. I'll take another shot there from the AMX. Lucky that that AMX 48 is using the stock gun, not the autoloader. Otherwise, I might have taken 2 shots of damage there. Well, would have taken 2 shots of damage there, and they would have had higher rolls. But I lucked out nonetheless. But yeah, I keep one clip of high explosive ammo in this tank just for that reason. The high explosive, honestly, isn't that good. The alpha damage is really nice considering that it's in a clip, but 38 pen is really, really low. So that is only going to work against very specific tanks like Scorpions, Waffenträger, Panzer IVs, SP1Cs, those kind of tanks that have really, really thin armor. Otherwise, it's not really useful in shooting if you're hoping to pen. So right now I'm flexing back this way because our team did a fairly okay job in stopping the enemy advance up the 0 line, and I was expecting the Emil here to be retreating down like this way, but he took a higher line, and the Scorpion on my team here was able to get a shot on the rear of him before he was able to cross over and get back into cover. So now I feel like I've returned to where I started the game, right? So now I'm crossing back across the middle swamp here. And so now we need just to reestablish where the enemy tanks are, because they haven't been spotted in a while. It's always important to, when you're scouting, not just for your team but for yourself, to be careful re-engaging the enemy, right? If the enemy hasn't been spotted in a while or engaged in a while, you can't assume that they are still in the same spot that they were before, right? Because if you drive too confidently into a certain area, you might overexpose yourself and drive yourself into a crossfire or take unnecessary damage. So just check the corners, check the angles before you move up in advance, and then you should be good to go. And now I feel like I'm trying to figure out where the S1 is on the enemy team and where the AC 48 went. And I get spotted and I don't spot anything in return. And at the time, I thought this was the S1 that spotted me, because I was like, there's no way that I wouldn't have spotted the AMX. So it could have only been the S1 with the camera rating to spot me, and me not being able to spot him, right? Oh, but au contraire. As you guys will see in a moment. Unfortunately, we are bleeding badly in the city. We spot the S1 here and getting some really important damage on this S1 here. Really lucky on that last shot to hit. Quite surprised that he didn't spot me there, actually. And it's just been a teeter-totter kind of a game, back and forth. The enemy team not making very good peaks, then my team not making very good peaks. This is an important engagement tip right here. I don't shoot the scorpion right away, right? That was really important that when I pulled up and I spotted the scorpion and I had shots on him, right? I deliberately did not shoot him right away because he was stationary. I told you guys the SU would come into play later. He's just mad that he's not shooting anything and he's getting shot and he thinks that I'm not spotting, but I've been very, very active this whole game. So I don't know. I guess he's just mad. We'll just call it that. Okay. Anyway, so back to what I was saying about the scorpion. So it's very important. I waited until he started reversing and turning in his turret, right? So that means that the dispersion of his gun was much worse than when he was stationary and not moving his turret, right? So I knew I had a much higher chance of getting both of my shots off before he could aim in and hit me. So, yeah. I wanted to be able to kill him without taking any damage was the idea. Try to get the kill shot there on the S1, but unfortunately, just goes into the tracks and tracks him. Lucky that the VK missed me, to be honest. I should have kind of been peeked around the left side of this house to re-engage the S1. Gonna get respotted by the S1 there, retreating from that side of the house. So the IS-3A shot me, so we know that he's all the way up here with the VK as well. And the IS-3 is down here killing the GW Tiger P. I'm so jelly. I wish I could help kill the clicker, but I'm otherwise engaged. Right now, I'm the only thing in between the enemy team and them winning by capping. And so right now, all that damage that I did to the S1 earlier was really valuable because he's a one-shot. And we were able to take his gun out of the fight. Now we have all kinds of the advantage right now, right? One of the heavies is capping, and potentially one of them could drive down the zero line and start putting pressure this way, but I don't think so because since our heavy's capping, they'll be forced to put both of them on cap, which means that I can spot them here and shoot them, and or just have them spot from my artillery, the M4043 that's down here. It was really nice of the IS-3A to not angle his armor towards me, and I'm able to get some penning shots in on him. And the M4043 looks like he shot the VK1001P, so we're getting resets in. If you ever need to spot enemy tanks capping the northeast spawn from stealth, this is a really, really good spot to do it here in C6. Another spot that you can do it at safely from stealth is from D9, E9 here. There's some bushes here along this side of the bowl as well. It just depends on where the enemy tanks are. As long as there's no enemies in this kind of vicinity, right? And we get the kill shot. I have premium loaded here because I am shooting at heavy tanks, and I just don't want to bounce shots when the game's on the line and they're capping, right? And I'm kind of wishing that my IS-3 wasn't capping so I could get the damage on the VK here, but I'm okay with it. It's fine. He did the right thing by staying on cap. Because VK could have killed me, and then if I didn't reset, then and then I died, and he was not capping, and the VK was starting to cap more before him, then he would have to drive back. So, and it would be a kind of a iffy situation there. So, yeah, that is the game that I had in the Batchat 12T on Live Oaks. Pause the game there. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this game. If I can zoom out a little bit more. I guess I can't. I'm stuck in sniper mode. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching that game. I had fun playing it. I had a lot of fun flexing back and forth in the swamp area. Normally, you don't have that kind of freedom to move about in the swamp because the snipers are sitting at really good angles on these houses here, like in G4 and in E3, and they'll see you as you're moving around here, or the enemy scouts will see you as you're moving around here because they're also position themselves more forward as well. So yeah, it was really refreshing to be able to drive around and wreck stuff. So and once again, the SU-130 on my team. I'm not sure what he was mad at, but I won the game. So I wish you guys the best of luck out there. Hopefully I gave you guys some ideas about positioning early game and on live oaks. Like I said, knocking down this tree down here in like E7. The other options, of course, everybody knows about C5. There's a bush over here in B4 that you can use. You can also run down here the rail tracks here early. I don't really recommend that because you can get spotted from a passive scout here in like F5, F6. So yeah, you have a few options in a scout from the northeast spawns. So happy hunting out there, and take care, guys.